This just in. We start with breaking news as one man is charged with trying to make a difference. In the society that we live in, it is quite unfortunate that we have such a propensity for bad news. This intense natural inclination or preference for negative information is demoralizing and depressing, and yet we crave it. Newsrooms all around the country, yea, all around the world, appear to be fixated on all of the bad news that they can find. I will go so far as to suggest that they actively pursue and search out all of the destructive happenings in their respective cities and towns because they are profoundly aware of the public's interest. Let's face it, if your favorite news team only reported on good stuff, pleasant happenings, and heartwarming events, you probably wouldn't stay tuned, now would you? There's just something about killings and gore and stupid politicians that turn us on. As if we don't have enough drama and bad things happening in our own lives to keep us occupied. Maybe that's why we desire it on the news. Perhaps by focusing on the peril of others, we don't have to deal with the mess in our own lives. Could it be that this is why the reality shows are so popular? Rather than confront and resolve my own issues, I'll just delight in the toils of celebrities and total strangers. Even with the weather, have you noticed that the weatherman never breaks in on your regular programming to report that the sun is going to shine all day? They never interrupt your favorite show to inform you that the temperature is going to be a pleasant 75 degrees with a calm southerly breeze. They only do so for severe, threatening weather, which, again, is focused on the negative. Enough already. I think it's time for some good news. I would like to see a news team report some good news for a change. And speaking of change, I think that we have the same problem in the spiritual arena as well. I am really concerned about all of the negativity expressed and reported by ministers about other ministers and churches and their practices. Is it not clear that we are playing right into Satan's game plan? Can we not see the divisive nature at work in the exchanges? Are we clueless to the impact made as we use social media to air the dirty laundry, which has the potential of reaching far more individuals than our local news shows? Did you see what just happened? I almost fell into that same chasm as well. But I will start affecting a change myself. You know what's really interesting as I think about it? The same exact scenario played out in Jesus' time. It was the religious folks who were so opposed to all of the good that Jesus did. Rather than celebrate, publish, and report the good done, they sought to find fault with what he did. Instead of praise, applaud, and hail him and God for the fact that a man who was born blind can now see, the religious folk could only find fault with the fact that he was healed on the Sabbath day. Shaking my head. In John 9:13 through 16, the scriptures teach, they brought to the Pharisees him that aforetime was blind, and it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the clay and opened his eyes. Then again the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. He said unto them, he put clay upon my eyes, and I washed, and do see. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, this man is not of God, because he keepeth not the Sabbath day. Others said, how can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. The same situation exists today. So here's this reporter's attempt at effecting a change. I would like to challenge each one of you who are believers to reject the opportunities to go negative and try to follow Jesus' example. Do you remember the man in Mark chapter 5 who had a legion within him? After he was cleansed of the thousands of unclean spirits, he requested that he be allowed to stay with Jesus, but our Lord instructed him in Mark chapter 5 verse 19, howbeit Jesus suffered him not, but saith unto him, go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord had done for thee and hath had compassion on thee. Imagine the influence that this man would have on his friends simply by reporting some good news. Let's try this approach. Has the Lord done great things for you? Has Jesus had compassion on you? If so, tell somebody and see what effect you will have on their lives. And how about this account found in Luke 7 verses 18 through 23? And the disciples of John showed him of all these things. And John, calling unto him 2 of his disciples, sent them to Jesus, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? When the men were come unto him, they said, John Baptist had sent us unto thee, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? And in that same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues, and of evil spirits, and unto many that were blind he gave sight. Then Jesus answering said unto them, Go your way, and tell John what things ye have seen and heard, how that the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, to the poor the gospel is preached. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Folks, there are many individuals who need to be blessed right now. If we will only share with them all of the blessings that we have received of the Lord, they will come to him as well. Is that not what we are supposed to do? Share the good news? By the way, we might start by realizing that the gospel, the good news about Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, is what affords us the opportunity to become the children of God. But sharing the good news about what he has done for us in our personal lives will afford us the chance to share the gospel. Start now. Share the good news about what great things the Lord has done for you, and let's see what a difference good news will make. Now that's breaking news that we can all use. I'll see you next week for another edition of Practical Assertion. Let me know what you think. Tune in next week and we'll see you. Go make a difference. Go tell and spread the good news. Take care.